today I'm going to show pretty much how I put that window visor on the GTO. It's coming up at the edges like anything with double-sided tape does, so I'm going to take that double-sided tape off and take the whole visor off, and I'm probably going to redo the wiring underneath of it for the upper brake light as well. Alright, so now I got all the tape off of this, all the tape off the roof. So the next thing I want to address is this god-awful wiring I did a few years ago when I first put this visor on. Like, the wiring itself is sound, how it's all done. It's all just, since I made custom harnesses to use these taillights, I just tapped these wires, which run into the brake lights. I just tapped those in. So that wiring's sound, but I don't like at all how this looks. I really don't like how the lights are mounted, but they're stuck on already, and they don't really come off very well. And I'm worried if I do try to take them off, it'll take off some of this tint, because it's like a spray-on tint on the rear visor. Since if you look up there-ish, you can literally see the reflections off the back glass. I guess really anywhere. If you look along it, you can see reflections off the back glass. It's not just because it's painted black and it's reflecting lights in here. So I'm going to redo how this is wired, because everything tucks in along the drip rails right here on the windows. So I'm going to redo that, and then the visor should be ready to go back on. Alright, so here's the first part of redoing this. I went right along that upper edge with the lighting. The first time I ever did this, the visor was still fully attached to the car, so I just kind of, as best as I could, got the lights up there, which kind of ruined it. So now they're pretty evenly along the edge here, so it's going to light it up. I think this year I'm probably going to switch, instead of having something that pulses and does all the like VIP style stuff, I'm going to get a wider strip, like the light from the tailgates that they use on trucks or something of that nature, and go all the way across it. I think that would look good. So I'm going to pick this up again once I got all the other wiring up there tucked away, and then it'll be time to put the visor back on the car. So alright, so the next step that I just got done was running all this electrical tape, hiding all the wires across the underside of this so they only come out right at the edge. Before, it was just kind of crisscrossed all over the place along the top of the visor. Now even you have to catch it in the right light to see it, so that should have it all tucked away. And the way the visor sits, this all faces the interior of the car pretty much, so it's going to, you're never going to see it. So the last thing I have to do is hide this wire, which I'm going to try to get as close to the light strip as I can, and then I should be done with this. So there's that. Alright, so now I have all the wiring wrapped up. Let me see if I can tip this to get some light on it. So if you look and see all those scuffs, that's where all tape used to be, as compared to now where everything's right along the edges. So now if a car is behind me and they're lower in perspective, they won't see that atrocity of wiring up there anymore. So now next step is clean up the surfaces, because I'm sure I got grease all over, or oil all over the visor, all over the paint, all over the drip rails. So I'm going to clean all that up and then put the visor back on, and then retuck the wiring down the drip rails, and this should be done. Alright, so I'm almost done with this. I got all the tape on across it, but something I realized I hadn't shown at all was the edge here. If you can see, it's kind of rough. That's because it's been trimmed down a little bit. That's the only other thing you really have to do to the FA5 Civic rear window visor to make it fit down in this little slot on the GTO. So I'm going to go ahead and pull all the double-sided tape off, and then push it down on the roof, and then I'm going to let it set, and I'm going to tuck all this wiring back under the drip rails. So the next, I got this fully adhered. I don't know if I'm going to keep the part from the video. It's kind of up higher in the center than I'd like it to be, but I'm gonna let it give it time and see what it does. But all I have left now is tuck this wiring under here, and on the other side do the same, and then I should be done. So I'm gonna do that, and then hopefully the next thing I show will be it lighting up or something. Alright, so I got the rear visor on, cleaned up all my mess. I tucked away the wires a little better than I did before, so that's good. You can also see what most people would think it's on the back window, but you get down low, you can see that it's actually coming from inside of the window there, which I think that's pretty cool. Alright, so my actual camera died, so I'm on my iPhone for the ending of this video. As you can see, the upper brake light's working, the visor's all in there. You can see it's reflecting off the bottom of the arc there, see all that. But yeah, so that's gonna be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. I know I get a lot of questions from folks about what the visor is, what it's off of, and how I made it fit. So I think this video kind of covers it all. If I didn't say it before, it's off of an FA5 Civic. It's just, I think my mom got it for me for Christmas one year. So I guess the brand is HIC. Let's see. HIC like that. So my brother has their rear visor on his FRS, and that's that. I'm going to make another video tomorrow doing the Monero cluster swap, so that'll be the last piece of Monero stuff to do for this car, and that'll pretty much be it ready for the show season, besides swapping out some bolts in the drive shaft. But thanks for watching, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.